Regis, can we just start with any possible sort of injuries from Wednesday night? Because I know Chris Rigg, you said it was okay, but everyone okay?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Simple answer.
In terms of people coming back then, Romain Mundle, you'd said last week he'd been training on the grass. I thought he might have been on the bench on Wednesday, but obviously not. Would he be involved in any way at Leeds?
It's an option for us. We'll see, because now we have many players available, so the selection will be tough, and it should be available. Yeah.
Jensen Seal we saw was back on the bench. I'm hearing good things about Amed Abdullahi. He's gradually getting his minutes up. Looks very strong. Apparently his hat-trick the other night. How far away is he from potentially being involved?
I don't know really, because he wasn't really consistent, and so far he showed good qualities on the pitch, but at the same time he had some discomfort sometimes with his all previous injuries. So now he seems to find a good rhythm. I hope it will be like that for a long period, and if it's the case, he should help us.
And by all accounts, very powerful striker, a little bit different to the two you've got.
Good quality.
So Monday night then, this big game against Leeds United. Leeds are on an extraordinary run now since the turn of the year. Haven't conceded a goal in the league since the beginning of January. They're scoring lots of goals now. They seem to have hit their rhythm.
Yeah. Very good team. Strong momentum, and it will be an exciting challenge. And still 3 points to play, and for us it's a really good challenge to test our limits, and I think we can improve our level against the best opponents, and it will be a very interesting challenge for us, sure.
Well, it was a challenge when they were at the Stadium of Light, and of course there was that extraordinary equaliser at the end of the game. But I think people got the feeling that Leeds were probably the best team that you faced this season. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It was. We started well against Leeds at home. After that, we struggled to press, and we had a long period. It was a 5-4-1, I think, at the beginning of the game. Then we changed our structure to manage the problem. And I think we were good during the first part of the game and during the second half as well. But then, because they have many vertical threats, and they are very impressive when they have space to exploit, they were able to counter-attack and to score the second goal. Yeah.
I'm not sure that you'll give anything away, but in going to Elland Road with the record they have at home, I know you always want to go to win the game, but do you have to be a bit more pragmatic about this game? Will you look to defend, or will you look to attack?
No, we just have to focus on our game. We know their threat. We know how they can be dangerous. So if we are naive, we will be punished for sure. But at the same time, if we don't play our best football, it doesn't mean anything. So I think it's a good test for us, because we played well away against the best teams so far, and I think we have good qualities to play against this kind of opponents. So it's a question of pragmatism, because we can't afford to let them play in their main threat, but at the same time, if we don't damage their defense, if we don't use our best strength, we'll have many regrets at the end. So just a question of playing one tough game and exciting challenge again, and we'll see at the end.
They've got a couple of players back that weren't involved when they came to the Stadium like Ethan Ampadu and Joel Pirro, who clearly look to be two very key players for Denver Farm.
Yeah, it's a well-rounded team with many good players. They are doing very well, and we'll have to face many challenges and many problems on the pitch. But for me, it's more a positive challenge than something that we we have to be scary. So football is football. You can create different scenarios, different events, and just interesting to play this kind of game, I think.
Sunderland have got a good record at Leeds over the years. I think you've got to go back to 2012 for the last defeat by Leeds at home. And when Mike Dodds was here, he engineered 2 very good results against them. You've got to draw against them as well. I don't know if you're superstitious in that respect.
No, I don't. No, it's just a question of 100 minutes, probably. And yes, we did it, for example, at Burnley. It was this kind of game, this kind of challenge. And we know that we'll have tough periods, probably, because they can create good momentum, very strong. At the same time, we'll have our opportunities, because games are always like that. The question is, they are able to create many chances early in the game, and sometimes they can kill the game very early. So it's still something we have to be aware of.
Finally, for me, I know you like to experience the stadiums, the new grounds in this country. Elland Road will be a new experience for you, but it's very atmospheric. It's very loud. It's noisy. It'll be a fantastic atmosphere under the lights.
Yeah, sure. I'm looking forward to play that game.
Back in October, it was a top of the table clash, and it's obviously been the same case again on Monday. But when you look at your side now, what's different about what you see?
Yes, it was early in the season, so now we can say that both teams were consistent, because after 32 games now, we can feel the dynamics. Probably because our squad is a little bit smaller. We struggle a little bit when we had the injuries or suspensions, and their squad is probably a little bit. They have a little bit more depth in different positions, so it helps. But at the same time, during these periods, I think it was an opportunity to grow as a squad, as a team, and when we struggle a little bit more, you don't have other players available at that level on the bench. You have to work together. You have to defend a little bit more, and I think for the last stage of the season, it will be very useful.
And it's been touched upon about the club's record at Elland Road. I believe it's been 18 years since a win was achieved. What's for you to turn around that drought?
For me, every season, every game are different, so it's a new story. I would like to say that this record will be broken, but I don't know. Just we want to be focused on our game, and I think so far the players showed that they were able to play a very good football against the best teams in the country, in this championship especially. So for us, it's just a new challenge, and we have to manage the unpredictability of football, but at the same time, we know their strength, we know our strengths. At the end, we'll see.
Sunderland are part of a very clear kind of top 4 now in the promotion race, and kind of how much you're enjoying being part of that promotion race now?
It's good to be in this bracket of the table, because it shows that we won many games, and the team is doing very well. I think we are still a young team, and we have still a lot to learn, and so we can feel the margin. And sometimes I agree it was a little bit more difficult, but we learn from different experiences, and I think now, and the game against Luton was I think a good example to show that we are becoming more mature with these different experiences. And I hope that the last stage will show that we learned a lot, and now we should have all our players available. So it's positive for the dynamic.
And this is kind of the last chance you'll have to take points off one of the direct rivals. Do you think that adds a bit more importance to the game on Monday?
Yes, sure, because if we we lose, the gap will be more important. But at the same time, we can't expect anything because the dynamics are still unpredictable. So far they were very stable, but they can struggle as well. So it's still at the end 3 points to play, and it doesn't define our season. It doesn't define their season, and we'll have, I think, 12 games to play after that. So many points to win.
And obviously Sheffield United and Burnley will play over the course of the weekend. Do you kind of keep an eye on their results, and will you change your approach on Monday, kind of depending on their results?
No, at all. No, they are winning so far. So if we focus on their dynamic, maybe we'll lose our confidence. So it's not on our focus. Our only focus is to control what we can control. Training properly, recovering properly, and improving our game model and our way of playing. After that, we can control the opposition.
For the last question for me, just on Enzo, he's obviously scored his first goal for the club on Wednesday night. Kind of how impressed have you been with him so far, and kind of how much more do you think he has to offer the team for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think his connection is good now. He needed time to find his best level, I think. Because he didn't play a lot during the first part of the season, so it was important to play again. And now I think the connection with his teammates is getting better, and if he can be efficient in the last third, it's very important for the team, because when we are playing against low blocks like we played against Luton, for example, we need this extra quality sometimes to make the difference, and it was very important to score. Yeah.
Thank you.
Reggie, tactics and game plan aside, how much do you focus on the emotion of football and making sure the mindset is right going into big games like this?
Probably when we are focused just on the game, we can leave the emotions around the pitch, because it's the best way to stay focused. The way we want to play, the way the key points of this game, we can. I think it's easy to define the big picture of that game, because we know their strength. They are very impressive at home. They can be very vertical with pace, using spaces. So we know how to manage their main strength, and at the same time we have our way of playing, and I think we can create danger. So the only focus will be on the game, and after that I think the players enjoy playing this kind of fixture.
Against Middlesbrough a couple of weeks ago, of course, their atmosphere at the start helped them get off to the best possible start in the game. Yes, you came back into it, but do you have a plan to combat that, because Leeds may well be similar with the atmosphere at Elland Road?
Yeah, it was an interesting experience, because I think our first half wasn't so good, and we were focused on the tactics, but probably we had a little bit lack of intensity and passion maybe, and I think these games require this passion, this extra energy, because it's not about just thinking, it's about executing and giving this extra energy to make the difference. So it should be useful for this game. I agree.
And of course, having said that, you did of course come back into the game against Borough going on to win. So are you confident that no matter what happens in those first 10 minutes, you'll have your moment in that game?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, sure.